Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. So this is the first time I guess I'm making a whole vlog back. So what I was trying to say is, so like coming to the money. So when I came, I had a GIC $10,000 that does help you. You get 2,000 in the beginning of the month, and then every month you get like 600. So what I did to save some money was go to my bank and I told them that can you please put like $100 every month in my savings account, and she did exactly that. They're very helpful. So I was saving $100 a month from that. But what I also didn't realize, because I didn't have some time I didn't have a job, so I was kind of spending my money all over the place. It was like, one expense after another and all those things. And I see now, after my GSE ended, that I really hadn't bought anything that was useful. All of those shit things I bought. So that extremely sucked. And I wish that I knew how to handle money more, but that's again the thing. That's what I was talking. When you were 18, you don't know anything. Your parents haven't given you a lot of disclosure to money. You haven't had money. If they had given you like money in the beginning of your life, and you knew how to save money and how to spend money, how to like control your impulse, control like shopping, going to trips and spending this every money here and there, these things affected a lot like I was spending money on going like, so one of the expenses the thing is, keep track of your money, where it's going, where it's coming from. It's not easy, but if you download some apps or something, you would know that that you're wasting $60 a month on a fucking massage. So that's what happened to me. Because I was working some days, I had a lot of foot pain because of standing 8 hours a day, and I had I've never did it. So I'm like, okay, I need a $15 foot massage every week, and that's every week, 4 weeks, and I was spending at least $60 on those, and I didn't realize it until I was like third month into it. And my friend, he's one of a good friend of mine, he helped me track my expenses, and he's like, why are you doing this? Like, that's $60 a month for just massage. Imagine if you just put that $60 aside and use it in something like like in your savings account or invest it. So that's the thing. Also, in Canada, and you're an international student, you should always be prepared for anything happening, like anything, and you should have at least $5,000 to $7,000 in your savings account just for the emergencies. Like you need you get fired. Happened to me a lot of times. You get fired, then you get you have a hospital, and unfortunately I hope that doesn't happen to anyone, but just in case it happens and you are in a hospital and you need to pay for something and it's like kind of a lot, so you should have that emergency fund in your bank account. I didn't realize. I didn't start saving up until it was too late. Like, I just started saving recently, like 7-8 months ago, and I feel like I should have started saving. Saving is like, I feel like your checking account should always be lower than your savings. Like your shares, like if you just have $400 laying in the checking and you have nothing, no bills to pay, nothing, just put $300 in your savings account or just invest them. But make sure you have at least $4,000 in your saving, so it's better for you. Savings goes a long way. 4,000, maybe every month, every paycheck you get, put $50 in. That helps. $50. Or like I said, go to your bank and tell them like, okay, so every month if you're working 20 hours, like you cannot put a lot, put $20. Instead of going and buying a pizza, save that money and put it in it. $20 is still better than $0. That's what you need to know. So this was the advice from them. I feel when I first came to Canada, I started living out with a friend of mine, and she was from Delhi. I'm from Chandigarh, if you don't know. Well, technically you don't know. I'm from Chandigarh, and I started living with her. It was kind of difficult, but it was difficult actually. It was I didn't want to live there. I was sharing a room, which at that time was the best option, but Jesus, no. I wouldn't, if given a choice to me, if I could change what I would have done differently when I came to Canada, I would have decided not to live with a roommate, and like not to share one bedroom with someone, because I feel like you are a very different person. Like, you know, everyone's different. Sometimes you just don't get used to each other's habits, and it's just like unorganized. Like, you know, you are touching like her stuff, they're taking your stuff without asking, and it's just expectations. When you have expectations and expectations from a roommate, it gets bad. Like, yeah, you expect your roommate to clean this thing after you're done, but it shouldn't be like, you know, oh, I'm cooking for myself, but today's I cooked, but you are on the shift for doing the dishes today. Well, I didn't cook anything, I didn't eat anything, why should I be cleaning it? You know, that doesn't make any sense. And I understood that later in the life when I moved out from her place, and she was actually kind of mean, a little bit mean. Sometimes I feel like I am the problem, and, you know, maybe I am the bad person. Sometimes I am the bad person, you know. I don't know. Like, I have no idea if I'm a bad person. I feel like I'm not. I do really care about people I love. I don't talk to a lot of people, but I don't see like everywhere I go, people just hate me for some reason. And I haven't figured out what is in me, like, because I talk nicely, I respect people, I talk to them, like, I do everything, but it's sometimes that's the thing, you know. I've been still dealing a lot that I am like good to everyone, and still people don't like me. And now I'm realizing that I don't have to try so hard to be accepted. I really don't. I've learned that hard way, that stop trying. People who are gonna like you are gonna like you without you trying. And you are, you know, perfect. Some things you can change. There are always things you can change yourself, change within you. But the urge of getting accepted within people is gonna take you to a downfall, because everywhere you go, you just want to be accepted, like, you know. But the thing is, some people are just never gonna accept you, and you could try your best in order to be accepted, but there's nothing you can do. Like, you're just gonna be like, you know, oh, well, I try hard enough, they didn't like me. Yeah, well, you shouldn't have started at the first place, because no one's gonna like you when you're trying so hard for you to like, and then you are not you. That's my one of the advice still, like, be yourself. Don't give a fuck about who thinks what. If they think you are a bad person, if you know in your heart that you are not a bad person and you haven't done anything to hurt someone, don't take it on yourself. People here are just messed up, they're crackheads. That's what I think now. They have no brains. Don't let other people demotivate you. Trust me, no point. You will not get anything from it. Coming back to my topic, roommates. So, I felt I was more independent. I learned more things when I moved out of that place, when I was living with her, and that was just for 3 months. And after I moved out, it was hard, but there were no expectations. I was living in my own room. Yes, I was paying a little bit more rent, but I was happy. I was happy at my own place. I was happy that I don't have to see someone's face that I do not like and who do not respect me every day. And, you know, things are not expected of me, and I don't have to share grocery bills with them, and I don't have to do anything. You know, I was happy at my place. So this is one of the things that I like about myself now, is that I live independently. I don't depend on someone to pay my grocery bills. I'm very much living my own life, like paying my own rent, even if it's like $900 a month. I'm living close to university. So yeah, it's been like 1 year since I started living alone. Yeah, so it's good. Sometimes you should just try it. Like, you wouldn't know until you move out. Some roommates are just toxic, and sometimes the best option is just to move out, you know, just live your life and don't depend on them. They're not really your friends. They're just like there because I don't know why they're there. But yeah, well, this is so far my story, and Canada is great. But one thing you have to realize, if you're not in Canada right now, or if you're coming to Canada, one thing you have to realize, that Canada is full of struggles. but it's a struggles that you choose yourself. You come here, you made that decision, you made that choice. Ask your parents in India how hard it is to live. No one in Canada, I have seen people at 85, 95 working after they're retired to pay the bills. Canada is not a cheap place. Even India, go to Mumbai, you know, people struggle. Struggle is everywhere. It's not like struggles only in Canada. In India, one of the reasons you didn't see any struggle is because you have a family there. Your parents are gonna support you. If probably I was in India right now, I would have my, I would have my own car. I would have everything would be my own. But the thing was, I wouldn't have independent. I wouldn't be working. Like, I would just be going to college, coming home, hanging out with my friends, going to clubs, and just hanging out with my stuff like everyone. But in Canada, because you chose this life, you have to get up every day. You have to work, and you have to work hard sometimes. Sometimes it's really hard. Sometimes you feel like you're gonna cry. And sometimes you feel like, you question that maybe if I was in India, my life would have been different. And yes, it would have been different. But I ask myself, if I was in India and I wanted to buy something, I would have to ask my mom because I would have no money. And now I feel like I'm such a good person. I'm investing, I'm saving up money, I'm paying my own bills. And I don't ask my mother for the money. I earn all the things for like past and a half years. I think all I have asked is like $1,000 someday, and that's all. Like, not a lot. Like, every month I make my own pay rent, and I have like $1,500 of expenses every month, maybe $1,400 or $1,200. I don't know. I don't want to exaggerate. I don't live an expensive life. It's just bare minimum. I've learned how to control my impulses. Like, now I like remember like how spoiled I was as a kid. Like, how so like I think the childhood to transition, you're growing old when you realize that, oh, I want to buy that dress, but do I have the money to buy that dress? I do, but do I want to spend that money on that thing, or I would rather save it in your thing? Also, what things help me is that if you can't afford that thing in a cash, if you cannot afford it in cash, do not buy it. Don't even think about it. I've seen a lot of international students, they buy a lot of cars and a lot of stuff. Also, one of my advices would be, don't get into a scam of buying phone for $0 scam for $0. And it's like a upright payment that you do something. I have been in that contract and I fucking regret it. So the thing is, when you come to Canada and you get a new phone, it's better to either get a phone and pay the whole thing rather than paying $120 a month for a phone. Trust me, it's a lot. Because the thing is, you don't realize when your GIC is gonna end, you would still have to pay $120 out of your pocket every month for the phone bill. Look, instead, if you do this, you buy a phone that's gonna be $700, $800, or $1,000. You buy the phone and then you get a mobile data. That's like $50 a month. So you don't have to, like, $50 is good for a mobile bill. I am paying $120 bill because like I am stuck because I chose the bad option, and sometimes you just make bad decisions. So as a person who is going through it, do not do it. The thing is, they'll just charge you $120 a month, and I think it's called the financing plans. You get a brand new iPhone for $0. Then you have to pay for the phone bill and the finance or something. They'll tell you that it's gonna be $100, but think of it, $100, and think how much the phone's gonna be if you just buy it, and then how much you have to pay every month. So average phone bill is like $50 or $40. That's the average thing, and look into that. Definitely do not get into it, because you've been paying $120 every month for like how long? 2 years contract. I pay $120. I've been paying $120 from March, and $120 every month. And now after that thing, you have to return the phone, but if you want to keep the phone, you have to pay $400 more. So this is definitely a big scam that I would say stay away from it. This especially target international students. They're like, international students, let's get them. but do not get into it. It's a bad option. Either have your phone, the one you use in India, get a new SIM in there, $50 a month, not bad. Or even if you do want to buy, don't buy the latest iPhone. It's gonna be, the payment's gonna be hilarious. It's gonna be bad. And trust me, it's gonna be really bad. Because you will find yourself in this position. If you're watching this video in the future, if you remember me, you will find yourself in position if you have done this thing. It's a mistake that honestly I felt like someone would have told me and no one did. So it's okay. But yeah, it kind of sucks. But you know, that is life. You learn a lot of things. And that is all for the video. I will be posting more vlogs on my channel, and I would be posting more stuff about Canada and how the working life is. And if you guys have any questions or any specific topics you want me to make a video about, I would gladly do that. And just, you know, write it in the comments what you guys want to watch, and I'll make sure I make a video on it. Thank you. Bye.